Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're looking at the title down below, probably a bit of a confusing one. Take it back a couple of years. Back in 2015, Samsung released a device called the Galaxy View, 18-inch plus tablet, very expensive tablet, and at the time, I do remember I was in London for an event and I heard about it. My immediate response was, who would ever want a device that large? You can't carry something like that around with you. And yet here we are today. 4 years later, Samsung has released the Galaxy View 2. And so today we're going to take a look at it. Just a side note, I did pay for this out of my own pocket. They didn't send anything to me. Samsung, I think, doesn't know that I exist. So any product that I have that's Samsung, I've paid for. So what is this? What makes it special? What makes it unique? This is a, as you can probably see up here, 17.3-inch Android tablet. Has 64 gigs of built-in storage and available LTE on, if you couldn't tell, on AT&T. And the rest of the box is basically just a black husk. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this off. Not sure what that's for. All right, so inside of this box, you start at the very top with the Samsung Adaptive Fast Charging brick. Although this is a little different from any one I've used before. It's 12 volts at 2.1 amps at the max. It also has the other 9 volt at 1.67 amps, as well as 5 volts at 2 amps. So this one is significantly more powerful than what you get with the phones. You get a USB-C to full-size USB cable, some getting started documentation, and a SIM ejector tool on the back here. And then under all this foam is the tablet itself. Ugh. That was a lot of additional space and packing material. So here it is in its packaging. Go ahead and get this unveiled. Holy crap. Why yes, there is a small part of me that's looking at this and saying, how and when am I ever going to use something like this? I'll find a way. I'll find a time. So this is the tablet. It has, like I said before, a 17.3-inch display. 4K display? No. Full HD display, 1920 by 1080 panel. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up the specs here so I've got them on hand. It has an Exynos 7884 processor in it, so it's not a high-end flagship device. Before I go too much further, I should also mention this is available through AT&T on a payment plan, but you can buy it outright like I did from Samsung for $740. And I'm gonna say it again, I was curious about the original Galaxy View when it was released 4 years ago, so when this one came out and I had the means to purchase it, I did. It is a 5-pound device, and I can definitely feel that from having just hefted it. It does have a camera on the front of it, if you can see it there. It's a 5-megapixel camera that can do full HD 1080p video at 30 frames a second, if that's your thing. It has 3 gigs of built-in RAM, a micro SD and SIM card slot somewhere that I'm gonna have to find here in a minute, a 12,000 milliamp hour battery, a stand that is permanently attached that kind of kicks out to the back, if we can demonstrate. Yeah, so this is the angle you get. It's either completely closed and you have this sort of an interesting book shape, or it's open. That's your option. It does not flip all the way around. It will break off. So that seems a little bit wasteful in my opinion. It would make so much more sense for this to flip all the way around and have full coverage on the back so that you could actually protect the screen. I guess that does come full circle back to the other thing that came in the package. And I don't know if this is included just in Samsung orders or if you get it from AT&T also, but they did include this carrying case in very loud plastic. So there's the carrying case. Ooh, that has a strong smell to it. It's got some foam inside of it and some silica gel and everything. But it says it's a sleeve for the Galaxy 2. IT-FIT is the brand, so obviously not Samsung branded or anything. There you go, foam removed, everything out and ready to go. This is a very floppy case. I am curious if this is gonna fit in there and how it's gonna work. So we open the case up. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That isn't gonna work. It fit, I think it don't. You can kind of clearly see, you've got like 1.5 inches on this end where it doesn't cover it. So I guess I will not be carrying this device around with me other than just like holding it by the back, or maybe, this is really not a portable device in any shape or form. I guess continuing to look around the device, it looks like these are microphones here on the top. There's a volume rocker and a power button. On this side, there's a whole bunch of nothing. Maybe some rear firing speakers here. On the other side, if you can even see this with the lighting, a 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB-C port, and this little indentation would appear to be where the SIM card and micro SD card will go. This will take up to a 400 gigabyte micro SD card to go along with that 64 gigs of built-in storage. Wow, I've touched it once or twice and it's already completely covered in fingerprints. While we're here, let's go ahead and just power this on. Samsung Galaxy View 2 secured by Knox, powered by Android. Now this does have 4 feet on the, ooh, that's very loud speakers. And we're starting up Android. Going through the setup process. These are my hands for scale. Hit the start button. Connect to my Wi-Fi. Oh, typing on this. This is going to be huge. That was kind of big and awkward, but we connected, checking for updates, signing in with Google, two-factor authentication, and we don't have any backups found, so not going to restore anything. We can protect the tablet with a pattern pin password or not now, and strangely enough, it switched to the other rotation for the assistant. We'll skip over all the rest of this. And now it's got an AT&T logo that says set up and transfer your content, set up accounts and services. I have no AT&T mobile app, nothing from AT&T that I want to transfer, so I'm going to skip that. So that is one of the downsides of it being sort of an AT&T branded device, is it's going to have a lot of AT&T stuff built into it. But we're done. Okay, got it. My AT&T is pre-installed. Sign into my Samsung account. And skipping past all that Samsung sign-in stuff, it says TV mode gets you watching. Quickly launch DirecTV Now or your favorite video app with one swipe from the home screen. This is an AT&T DirecTV merger type thing. I don't have either one of them, so I'm not going to be able to use that. Although it said favorite video app, so I'm going to assume that it will work with at least Netflix, maybe YouTube. Those are the things I tend to use most on my devices. It is syncing apps for me, apparently. But there you go. This is the tablet, and it's making lots of notification noise, which is something I wouldn't really expect on a device like this. Turn notifications down. So here's what came on it by default. It might be trying to install additional apps at the same time. It says it's installing 0 out of 6 apps. I'm going to swipe up from the bottom so we can take a look. AT&T, we got a bunch of apps there. Can I remove any of them? I cannot even disable it. AT&T All Access, I can disable that. I can apparently disable several of these, but I can't actually uninstall it. So we'll have to see if there's maybe a route available, or just see if they get in the way at all. Because if they're not going to get in the way, I don't care that much. There's a lot of stuff that came pre-installed on this. Pocket Mortys, or is that installing as a result of something else? I haven't had Pocket Mortys on a phone in a while, so I don't know where that came from. Of course, you do get a smattering of Google apps as well, and a few Samsung apps as you would expect, and just a ridiculously large display. Oh, and I swiped to the right and it went into TV mode. Double press the power button to launch TV mode, swipe right to launch TV mode, swipe the TV mode icon. I'm gonna say it, I'm not a super old man. I'm getting older, but I'm not that old yet. But they do seem like they're making this really geared toward the people that aren't that familiar with a device and just want like something they can watch TV on in their hand. I don't have DirecTV Now, so I can't do that. So within the settings here, I did figure out if I go to advanced features, TV mode, it says it's on. But when I click on it, I have the option to pick DirecTV Now, DirecTV, AT&T Watch TV, or other downloaded apps. So let's see if I can get YouTube on there as the default. There we go. YouTube is now the default, the option for that. I'm also going to replace these buttons. That's better. That makes more sense to me. So now if we swipe over, TV mode comes up, and it goes to YouTube. That's exactly what I was looking for. I do have to update. Now I know you guys are probably curious about the version of Android that comes on this. So we'll click on About Tablet, go to software version. It says Android version is 8.1.0. The Samsung Experience is 9.5. So this is not using the new Samsung One UI. It is possible it would get it in a software update, but I'm gonna say it probably will not. It's kind of sad though. This is a brand new, like just released. It's coming out in 2 or 3 days, and for some reason I got mine early. And yet it doesn't come with Android Pie on it. But it does say the software is up to date, so that is the newest, latest, and greatest that's available for it. I mean, in terms of just the performance of the device, I am already noticing, like, every time I go into this drawer, you can probably see there's a little bit of latency to it, a little bit of lag. Obviously, part of that's because it's doing a lot of stuff at the moment. It's downloading apps, it's updating apps, it's completing setup and everything. But still, yeah. It's still a little bit sluggish, but it's not that bad. This is a device that is intended for building up your muscles. No, it's intended for media consumption primarily. So you can't really expect it to be a gaming device, although I could probably see putting it up on its stand on a table or something and playing the occasional lower powered game. Casual games, it's gonna be great for older people and for young kids. And I hate to say it, but my youngest is probably gonna end up using this a lot more than I will. And it's still installing things that I did not ask it to. So I've gotten like Final Fantasy and eBay and Solitaire. Yeah, I didn't ask for it to install anything yet. So it's gonna take some time to get used to this. Am I gonna be able to recommend this? Probably not. I am curious what the YouTube and what the video and audio are gonna be like on a device this big. So I'll go ahead and get signed into my account. Head on over so I can watch one of my own videos. Now it did go into full screen mode. It says you're using this so the back button, the home, everything's hidden. That's fine. In terms of the quality, I can go up to 1080p on here. So unfortunately can't get to 4K, but it's not a 4K screen, so that's not really an issue. It's only 1080p.
Purchased an Oculus Go.
This gets decently loud. you know, as soon as you buy this, the next hot thing is gonna come out. But the viewing angle leaves a little bit to be desired. It has one position it can be in, so if you have it on a table in front of you at a regular height, like this table is for me, you're not going to be able to see it very well, so that kind of stinks in my opinion. But still, very early impressions. If you're looking for just an absolutely massive, ginormous device to use primarily for media consumption, maybe some very, very light gaming, because again, 3 gigs of RAM, Exynos 7884 processor. It's not like a high-end Snapdragon processor or anything. I'm gonna say this is gonna get the job done. Just be willing to accept the fact that Samsung's probably never gonna update it. It's gonna get slower over time, but still, it's got halfway decent speakers, a nice looking bright display that's very clear, albeit lower resolution, because it's a giant display that's low resolution. 1080p is not low, but it's lower than newer phones are. Mixed bag on that one. For 750 bucks, it's definitely a hard sell, but I will put a link to where you can find it down below. I think right now you can only get it direct from AT&T or direct from Samsung, so there's not going to be any affiliate mumbo jumbo there. If I can find it on Amazon or B&H or something, I'll put those links. And if you use any of my links to Amazon or B&H or Best Buy or anything like that, I do get a little bit of a kickback, so I appreciate that, but I would not expect anyone to buy one of these. I'm buying that so you don't have to, because in large part, I don't see any other videos on YouTube that actually have someone with the Galaxy View 2 in hand. So I'm doing this. So I think that's where I'll wrap it up for today. I've already been filming for almost 30 minutes. Let me know what you think about this thing. Is this just complete waste of money? I'm gonna say that most people are gonna say that, so sorry about that, but sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith to have a ridiculously expensive media consumption device that's not terribly powerful. Sometimes you just gotta do it for the giggles. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you happen to like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you wanna get notified when new stuff comes out. Sorry, I had to push the ginormous tablet out of the way. I could actually see using this as like an off-screen monitor for my camera if my camera supported using an Android tablet as a monitor. It does not have HDMI in. It does not support anything like that. That would make too much sense. If you want to see more follow-ups on this or anything else like gaming demonstrations or video I don't know, let me know down in the comment section below. But that's gonna wrap it up for today. So thanks again for the 75th time. I'll see you very soon. Bye guys.